Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and today I'm going to explain to you guys on why you're struggling in Mortal Kombat 1. But before I explain to you guys about the things that you struggle with in Mortal Kombat 1, I want to appreciate everyone who's been showing me love. I really pay attention to everyone, no matter who you are. If you post like 3 times, or if you comment like 3 times, or leave a like, or whatever the case may be, I pay attention to everybody, and I promise to give back to you guys. That's my goal, especially the people who be giving back to me or just supporting me. I love that shit. I appreciate you guys, because you guys are the reason why I still go a little stronger with these videos. Now, with this video in particular, I won't be editing it. It's just going to be a straight long video. You guys can skim through it. I'll probably put some time lapse in there so you guys can skim through it for those who just want to look at particular parts of it and hear what I have to say in the beginning, not fully through. So again, this video might not be for you guys. And if you guys feel like you're really good at the game, again, this video might not be for you. But for those people who want to get better at the game or trying to figure out what is it that they're struggling with and how they can get better, I promise you, if you just pay attention and listen to the things that I have to say and take it into consideration, I promise you, you'll get a lot better. I also wanted to do a video in the future of a lot of players that I've trained that are making top 8, and just, you know, letting them have a voice and let them explain to you and how they got better. Also, I also want to say, last thing is that I'm not good at Tekken. Tekken has always been my fun game, like a game I can just go on and press buttons. Like, obviously, I play multiple fighting games, but I try not to learn too much about Tekken. I just want to have fun, and I have a best friend, and I'm trying to get him into fighting games. And it's kind of like the game where we can just sit there and play with each other, and, you know, we could button mash, or I know a lot more than he does, but I'm trying to like push him to, you know, play the game more and stuff like that. And I'll start playing more. So we kind of go up the ranks together. I probably would be a lot better at the game and probably know a lot more if I continue to play and, you know, lab and so on and so forth. But I'm learning it with him, and we both work full times, and he has a family. I don't have a family, but he has a family and so much other things. So it's just our little game where we kind of bond together. And plus, he lives far now. You know, that was my best friend. We used to hang out all the time. And since he's far now, you know. But anyway, whatever. Let's get right into the video. So now I'm going to explain to you guys on why you're struggling in Mortal Kombat. It doesn't matter. Like, I can play any character. It doesn't really matter in particular how this video is going to go. You just need to pay attention to what I have to say. Please pay attention to what I have to say. I cannot stress this enough. All right. So the first thing is adaptation. Adaptation is very, 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 very important in this game. OK, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. Adaptation is very, very important, because the reason behind it is that you need to learn on what your flaws are and what your opponent's flaws are. Right. So a lot of times we have to be honest with ourselves. We might suck with the matchup. We might be like, damn, I don't like this character, so I got to play on point. Even though you might play on point, you still may struggle. Like, for an example, if I was playing against Baraka's low looks weird, or his overhead, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it is still to this day, but I know that it has a mix to it, and I know I get hit by it. So you have to be a little more, you have to have composure, basically. That's another one, but we're going to get to that in a second. But you have to have composure. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to sit there and say, you know what? I have to take my time against this character, because I know I can get hit by it. So if you struggle with something in particular, the goal is not in allowing your opponent to be able to use that string that they like. Okay. And then on top of that, you have to pay attention to, does your opponent like to wake up a lot? Is my opponent always doing this? Like, every time he gets to the ground and I'm over pressuring him, is he waking up armoring? How do you bait his armor? Have you labbed how to jump over his armor? Are you guaranteed anything into cameo after you hard knocked him to the ground? These things are very, very important. The second one is reactions. You have to react to people jumping in. You have to be consistent with people jumping in. You have to be consistent on whiff punishing. These things are very, 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 very important. The reason behind it is that if your opponent if your opponent whiffs, you have to punish it. You have to. That's high level. That's high level. That's high level. The whole reason you're sitting here like this is looking for him to whiff something. It could even be one move. And you also can lab this. You can even set the AI to be able to, like, react to the things that you want him to react to. But again, you have to react to your opponent. If you and then another thing too is that, okay, for an example, right? Let's say that my opponent wanted to let's say that my opponent wanted to do things like this, right? He does this. and you grab. This is the worst thing you can do. You need to learn how to optimize your combos. What am I guaranteed, you know? You get what I'm saying? You have to optimize. Okay, I didn't go for too much damage, but I know that I'm guaranteed a cameo. You know what I mean? Like, these things are very important. So ladding with punishing, you have to, especially if your opponent likes to jump in a lot, you have to learn on what you can do. Like, damn, this shit is annoying. I don't know what to do. Okay, you have to learn the up block. And even if they try to bait your up block, start down to it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. That's 14. Every time he jump, 14. He's gonna learn. And then on top of that, knock him to the ground. Then you can do things like that. Now you got him in the corner. You gotta find a way on what you want to do when your opponent is playing a way that you don't like to deal with, or you don't know what to do. So, and another thing too is that, like, in certain instincts, right, you have to be honest with yourself. I'm gonna get to that one too, but you have to be honest with yourself. So if you suck at anti-airing, just down two. And if you suck at down two it, just let him jump in. A lot of times, if you learn what your strongest suits are and what your worst suits are, you'll learn how to play around them. So for an example, right, I don't like playing mind games with people. So since I don't like playing mind games with people, I'm a counter player. I allow my opponent to do all the things he wants to do. That's why my defense is strong. Now that allows my opponent to think that he can start grabbing me and going for different things that he normally wouldn't go against with a good player. I'm a great player. You jump, I'm an anti-air. You try to grab me, I'm a neutral duck and punish you. You get what I'm saying? There's a few things that I just struggle with. I have to be more patient with. I'm not going to mash here because I know he's going to bait me. I don't want to falls block right here because I know if I start falls blocking there, he's going to play a different mind game. I don't want to play those mind games with you. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be honest with yourself and try to find a different play style that suits you. And you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. I can't stress that no more. Yeah, you just have to, bro. And I'm sorry if I'm talking a lot, guys. This video is just particularly about talking. So it's not going to be a lot of examples, but I will show you some examples right here and there. So the first one is adaptation. The second one is reactions. The third one we need to talk about is composure. Composure is very, very important. This is basically when you have your back against a wall and your opponent is pressuring you. It's your clutch factor. Let's say that you're down, your opponent has like 80% health and you have about 15 health. How can you come back? You can't sit here and say, oh, that's GG, oh, I lost. No. You need to find a way to basically win this round. You have to tell yourself every time when you're low, I can win this. All I need to do is, there's two things, right? When you're low health, you have fatal blow. You might have 3 bars, you might have 1 bar. Okay, so this is what you need to think. You need to think, okay, there's a couple things actually. Let's say that my opponent has 3 bars and I have 1 bar, but I have fatal blow. I would do a combo, use fatal blow, make him break. You keep your fatal blow and you still have a bar. But if you don't want to do that and you use a bar, he's most likely not going to break. Why? Because he has 3 bars, which I'm pretty sure he can find a route that can basically chip you out. So the point is, you need to find a way to make your opponent break. You need to make him break. Most of the time, they break if you use fatal blow. Don't know why, but that's normally how it goes. They don't want to deal against the cinematics. They want you to get Oki, and they don't want you to basically get guaranteed damage. So fatal blow, you get guaranteed damage. Most of the time, people will break that. So you got to find ways to basically get better with your clutch factor. You can't sit here and tell yourself you're going to lose. You need to start telling yourself, I can do this. You need to start telling yourself, he's going to grab me. Okay, and then you have to work on your composure. If you think he's going to grab you, you need to start keeping your composure good so you don't get hit by mids or shimmied or conditioned in any type of way. So you got to be strong with that. The next one will be conditioning. The same way when it comes to composure, you have to be on the opposite end, which is offense. So you have to learn how to condition your opponent. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to tell yourself usually, what is it that you're struggling with? How is he so good at blocking? Why is he so good at jumping in on me? Why is he so good at reading me? It's because you're being predictable. It's because you're not mixing it up enough. It's because you don't know how to condition this person in particular. You might be really good. You might think you're good, and you might think you're doing well when it comes to conditioning, but you have to be honest with yourself and say, I'm not doing something right. It might not necessarily be conditioning. It could be a few other things, but a lot of times when it comes to conditioning, you have to be honest with yourself. So like, Am I not doing enough grabbing? Am I not shimmying him enough? Is he waking up buttons a lot of times? You need to start shimmying him. If he's armoring a lot of times, you need to start baiting that. You could back up. You can OS both options. You could back up slightly, where even if he did try to wake up buttons, it would whiff. And if he did try to wake up buttons, you'll have enough time to react. This is how you kill two birds with one stone. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn how to change up your play style. You have to learn how to think. It's a lot of thinking in this game. It's like a big game of chess, but it's like street chess. Like, I can move my piece twice if I wanted to, if you don't take your turn back fast enough. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things in what you can do in this game. But what really kills this game, in my opinion, is the fact of like how strong some cameos and characters can be and together. So we'll talk about it in a second. But again, conditioning is very, 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 very important. I can't stress all these things on this list. I cannot stress them enough. Very important. The next one will have to be is my favorite one we were just talking about. You have to be honest with yourself. A lot of times people won't be honest with themselves and they get very frustrated. It's easier. The one thing I've learned when it comes to like studying, when I tell people about, you know, random facts or just studying, or like when we talk about history and stuff like that, it's easier to get frustrated and dismiss something rather than to understand it. So a lot of times, I don't want to get too much into this, but some people might say the earth is round. Some people might say it's flat. Regardless of the fact, right? If someone sat here and said that the earth was flat, right? A lot of times people would dismiss it and say, you're dumb as fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. But it's easier to dismiss it and call this person dumb, but it's better to understand where this person is coming from. It's all about diversity. It's all about understanding someone, right? But it's the same principle when it comes to fighting games, right? It's easier to sit here and say like, damn, this guy's just better than me. No. He's not better than you. He might be playing the game longer than you. He might understand the game a little better than you, but not necessarily is he better than you. Especially in this game allows anyone to be good at the game. You have to be honest with yourself and say, what is it that I'm struggling with? And when you're fighting, you have to realize it, right? A lot of times we go based upon what we see other players do. So it's hard for us to understand what we're doing wrong. You have to find a play style that fits you. A lot of times your play style would fit you and you already have it, but you switch it up because it doesn't work sometimes. But your first play style is always going to be your last play style. So for an example, right? If I'm playing a person and he's grabbing me a lot, that means I don't know how to tech throws. I don't know how to react to the throws. You have to be honest with yourself. Go to the lab and figure out, right? A lot of times you can react to the animation of a grab. Even if you can't, you need to start getting used to it. You need to start putting yourself in situations where your opponent would like to grab you. How do you do that? You make your opponent, you start being more defensive, making your opponent want to grab you because your offense is really good. Now you can start OS ducking. Now you can start fuzzying, because now your opponent's going to try to hit you with 50-50s. They're going to try to do all these different things to open you up. But if you have good composure, what's the last thing he's going to do? He's going to start grabbing you. If you're a really good player, they're going to start grabbing you, because when they start grabbing you, they can go for shimmies and so on and so forth. It opens you up to a whole bunch of different routes, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many different things they can do once they start conditioning you off of grabs. Now you don't want to be grabbed. Now you're getting hit by mids. Now you're getting hit by 50-50s and so on and so forth. So you don't want that. So you have to work on these things. Now, a lot of times people ask me, how do you do this? Me personally, when I wanted to get good and I was playing MK11, I thought I was good at the game, but then I started realizing there's a couple characters in the game that I struggle against, especially like Gears and stuff like that. His strike throw is really strong, so you have to work on your composure. You have to learn how to take throws and so on and so forth, right? So the best thing that I like to do is put yourself in a situation that you don't necessarily want to be in. You know, like matchups where people would be like, man, this matchup sucks. Play the matchup, understand the matchup. A lot of times people say, man, I don't like Kenshi. He's busted, right? I'm not going to touch that character. Touch the character. You paid $100, $70, $50 for this game. You can't sit here and just say that all you're going to play is Scorpion. That's fine if you really like Scorpion, right? You love Scorpion. That's all you know. You got a Scorpion tattoo in your butt. Play that character. But it's really good to understand about these other characters too. Play them against your friends. Play someone who's better than you. It's very important to play someone better than you, because they will allow you to understand what is it that you're struggling with, even if they can't necessarily tell you, because not everybody's a teacher, and a lot of times these players don't understand what they're doing either. They're mimicking. But the point is to play people better than you so you can see what you're struggling with. So when you do play in a tournament, or if you do want to take that step further, you'll start to get better. Your adaptation will get better. Your reaction will get better. Your conditioning, all these things fall in a line when you start putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be in, you're getting zoned out, play a character that struggles and gets zoning. This works on your composure. This works on your defense. This works on you when you want to jump in. It causes you to be a little more patient than what you normally want to be, because you play Scorpion. Scorpion can get in easier. He can teleport if they start zoning. Play a character that forces you to play a way that you don't want to play. So when you do play Scorpion, you understand what you can do, or you can work on your composure. You can actually walk down now. You're not anxious to jump in on your opponent a lot of times when you're getting zoned out. You get what I'm saying? These things are very, very important. The next one is lab. You have to lab situations, right? So we can talk about Johnny. The fact that Johnny has a really good jump in. You need to learn how to lab that situation. If you wanted to anti-air, you can up block it if you want. But if you don't want to and you want to get a full combo, you need to learn that, okay, when he's at a certain distance and he jumps at me, I know I have a more better chance at anti-airing him than if he was right next to me and jumped across me. You get what I'm saying? These are things that you have to pay attention to. Lab situations, sometimes when fatal blows are really hard to punish. You know, like even like Kenchi's what you call it can be a little hard to punish. You get what I'm saying? So you got to lab these situations. Not every character has the same fatal blows. Some fatal blows are faster. Some fatal blows have more active frames. They have less active frames. Sometimes you can up block them and get a full punish, like Shao Kahn. Like Shao Kahn, if you don't up block it, sometimes it's a little harder at a certain distance. But if you up block it, you have a little more time to actually punish it. These are things that you need to learn about the game. Lab situations, lab the game. Pay attention to, okay, if he throws a spear at this range, I know I can punish him with this. If he's from this range, I can punish it for him. I can come in at this range. If he uses spear, I can use forward one. At what range am I not allowed to use forward one? If you're playing a character and you love a character, these are things that you need to pay attention to. Even if you don't want to play the game on a tournament level and you just want to play it casually. Sometimes you want to be really good at the game casually and you want to play with your friends, or you just want to take it a step further and play at rank and get a little better in rank. If you want to do that, you have to change up your stuff. You have to start labbing a little more. You got to lab situations. Anytime that you lose really bad, or even just lose in Combat League, go straight to what you call it. Go to the lab. It's crazy because even Tekken, when you're playing online, they send you back to practice mode. You can literally lab situations. They give you a place where it's like punishment or something. Like you could punish strings that are punishable, and it shows you what move you can use in particular. In this game, they don't. So you have to lab situations like that, right? What move did you struggle against? I struggle against Baraka's move, right? So you can get hit by the, not get hit, but you can block the low into, you know, the move that launches you up. You can OS duck it, because once you learn how to OS duck it, you flaws block the second hit if he goes for the other string, and then you can punish him. If he wanted to go for this the one move where he spins around and he gets a launcher, you can armor through it, or you can just, you know, take less chip if you flaws block it. You get what I'm saying? There's the things that you have to lab. That's why if you watch your favorite player, he's most likely labbing the situation. He's labbing the character. What can I do in this situation? What am I guaranteed? What are they guaranteed? I have to guess here. Oh man. Okay, so I have to learn about my composure. It's easier to mash rather than to understand. You get what I'm saying? It all falls in the line. The next one is the last one, actually. It's how to close out a round. It's like not panicking, not overextending. So a lot of times what I see in a lot of players is that if you have the life lead, like let's say that you have like 80% health, 90% health, and your opponent has 15, right? Why are you walking him down? Why are you pressuring him? Why are you trying to grab him? Don't try to grab him because you want to end the game or the round faster. Doesn't matter. You need to learn how to kill your opponent in a way where he won't be able to do anything. Chip him out. Use a guaranteed chip. Forward 3 into a burning spear into Kano or something. Whatever the case may be, you need to learn how to close out a round. Sometimes people will pay attention to how they know that you're going to try to chip them out, especially if you're playing Scorpion. If you're playing Scorpion, they know that you're going to try to chip them out. So they know that you're going to do this into spear, right? So why not just do this, see what he does? Pay attention to what he does. Okay. Okay. Oh, he's scared. Then grab him. If he whiffs the button, then grab him. And you punish the grab. I mean, you punish the whiff, grab him. You get what I'm saying? Or you could just sit here and down poke him to death. This. Because he's trying to flaws block it. You know what I mean? These two moves don't go together, so they're trying to flaws block him. And plus, you can flaws block any string in this game now, or after every move in particular. So if you're playing somebody good, they're probably trying to do this. They're probably going to try to armor. They're going to start doing things that they most likely wouldn't do just to be able to get a little closer to you, or making the health lead a little more in their favor. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times people on a low level, they like to close rounds out with grabs. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a form of overextending. You have the life lead. Take your time, but don't take it to the point where you're giving your opponent respect. Don't give him respect where he's able to do all these different things to you because you don't know how to close out a round. These things are very important, bro. I can't stress this enough. So like, you got to learn how to, you know, put it in your favor where your opponent is doing everything you want to do. There's also optimal defense is optimal offense. All these things are very, very important. All the things that I just said, I can't stress it enough. If you guys want me to make another video in particular about each one individually, I can do that. I also can play Kombat League. I can play whatever you guys want me to play. I can do that. And you guys can see my adaptation. You can see my reactions, my composure, my conditioning, being honest with myself, then going to lab and not overextending and not panicking. These things are very important to learn if you want to take it to the next level. So really take your time with Mortal Kombat because right now Mortal Kombat is in a state where it's kind of stale. And this is a great opportunity to hop on the game and just lab and play with your friends. Also, there's a lot of people that's leaving the game. So this is a great opportunity for you to get shine or get attention if you think you're good at the game. Take it a step further. Get better. Start playing in these little small tournaments. Start playing at locals. There's so many different things that you can do. And I wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys have any questions, you can use my Discord in the description below. I'm losing my voice now, but I think I just lost my voice. That's crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. It's your boy Jay-Z by the Lip. I'm out.